is on happiness, right? And there's a couple things that get in the way of our happiness, right? And that's comparing ourselves to others and living in the past, right? And you know, my thoughts kind of stemmed around my son Joshua, right? You know, earlier this year I was able to go on this retreat, right? And one of the speakers on this retreat was talking about how, you know, his kids, you know, he went through these things with his kids where he almost lost them, right? And you know, and he was talking about this gracious and merciful God, you know, and that helped him and his family, you know, through this hard time, right? And I immediately started to break out in tears, you know, because I was like, man, like, what about me, right? Where was God when my son, you know, was on his journey to cross over, you know? And it messed me up, man. It messed me up. It put me in this funk. It put me back into this place of being resentful. You know, it took me back to this place of pain. It took me to this place of comparing. Like, why me? Why not him? You know, and today, right, like I've come to this place where, like, why not me? Right? You know, and it's, I through my journey of losing my son last year, right? Like, I've had what's helped me is grabbing on to like different things that kind of help me feel comforted, right? You know, and it's been a journey, man. Like my journey, like this wasn't part of my story. Like I didn't like want to get clean to, like, you know, be surrounded by people and be a messenger of hope and losing my son, like and doing that and me not going back to my old behavior, right? Like in some senses has reached a lot of people, man. Like I still continue to get hugs and support and messages and emails and different things of like, man, Joe, you're so strong. And it's like, I don't feel strong, right? You know, and this isn't what I signed up for. I didn't want to be a message of hope. Like that wasn't part of my plan. Like I didn't want to like give somebody some hope that like they could go, they could walk through something and not result back to what they used to do. That wasn't part of my plan. I didn't want to carry this, right? You know, and I would get stuck into this comparing. You know, like you know, sometimes social media or the news. You know, I would compare my situation to other parents. You know, parents talking about like, I almost lost my son. Right? Or seeing these things on the news, like I think it's almost the 2-year anniversary of this little boy that his parents killed him in Palmdale, Lancaster area, right? And it put me in this place because I was like, man, you did that to your child, and all I want is mine's back. You know? And you know, sometimes those things pop up, and I go to this ugly place, man, and you know, because I'm comparing I'm comparing my situation to others, man, and I've come to realize like this, a lot of times that gets in the way of me being happy, right? You know, and not just that in that case, right? Just in all different areas of my life, man. Like I remember when I got clean, I had like a year, and there was somebody was 6 months clean and had a brand new car, and I was like, man, what about me, right? You know, and I've had to come to realize, like, you know, I had to push that to the side and keep moving forward, and keep putting one foot in front of the other, you know. So my message, right, is, you know, don't compare yourself to others, man, and don't live in the past, you know, because I mean, for me, I've had to come to realize, like, I'm not living in the past, I'm living in the present, right? And for a long time, I let my past dictate my present, right? You know, and I think a lot of us here, like, fall in that trap, you know, like the things we've done in life, the mistakes we made don't define who we are, right? But we got to do the work to like push that thought out of the way and realize like what we've done in the past and the people we were in the past aren't who we are. Yes, they were mistakes, right? You know, but they don't define who we are. Like if you look at Baby and Me, when you see a bunch of homies in there playing with little kids, man, with smiles on their face. You know, and for me, like that's the joy of this place, man. You know, so that's my thought. Thank you.